What's up, people? It's your man, Ever Lover, coming from your mama's basement. The Lakers have beat the Sacramento Kings. Now this series is now 2-1 in our favor. I was happy about it. The Lakers pulled it out. My biggest. Now I could just go ahead on a rant and talk about some of the things that we didn't do right, but I've been preaching that for too long. First and foremost, I want to talk about Brandon Ingram. Because a lot of fans be talking about trading him, get rid of him. He reached the ceiling. He looks terrible out there. I've been saying this over and over again. Keep in mind, LeBron James is out. He's been playing small forward in the starting rotation. Now, the thing is, he usually played a 2. All right, before I'm trying to think what game it was. I can't remember what game it was, but I had stated before that Brandon Ingram plays better at the 2 when he's actually catching the ball and not trying to create, because I really want to see him much more of being able to move without the ball in his hand. Now in this game right here, they utilized him only because Lonzo Ball was there. They were utilizing him at point, but I think De'Aaron Fox got into his head. To me, on Lonzo Ball, he didn't really do too much. He only had 13 points. He did have 6 assists though, but he didn't do anything. He was 6 for 14 from the field, which is bad, which wasn't too bad because he was attacking the basket. But he was 1 for 6 behind the 3-point arc. And that's my only big thing about Lonzo Ball, man. Look, I like Lonzo Ball. I love his athleticism. I can't even get the word out, man. I'm so freaking tired. I just came in from driving. I'm just tired. But anyway, I want to make sure I get this video out because I know a lot of y'all going to go out and drink and get drunk and get married and fall out, whatever you want to call it. But to me, Lonzo Ball in this game is like that Fox got in his head. I don't have no problem with Lonzo Ball. My biggest problem is that when he take a lot of them daggone threes. Now, usually it hit him because in the last game he hit him, so that's why I wasn't really upset. My real biggest problem is that Lonzo Ball shies away from contact when he's attacking the basket. The only time he really attacked the basket when he got an open lane. Or he blow past his player, which is cool. I don't mind that. But sometimes he just got to be a little bit more physically aggressive when he goes to the paint to draw the foul, to get confident so that when he goes to the free throw line, he can go to there with confidence that he can knock him down. That's the biggest thing that him and Brandon Ingram got to work on. Free throws. These guys got to hit free throws. Free throws can determine a win and loss depending on the numbers. Kuzma didn't have a big game. He was 4 for 10 behind the 3-point arc as well. But he did have 6 assists. And I noticed these last couple games, man, last 10, 12 games, Kuzma been averaging over 5 assists. And I know a lot of people said that, Kuzma sometimes, he gets in his head where, it's just about him. And it probably does. Because remember, he was kind of like, I say Kobe kind of like, I ain't say mentor him, but, he kind of went under Kobe's wing for a little second this offseason. And Kobe, Kobe probably told him, man, don't look for the green light, do your thing. Because remember, he was doing that last year, and then this year, he still do it. But the point is, now he's passing more. He wasn't even passing all last year. But now he's passing more, and like I said, last year, I think he probably had only, 5 games with 5 assists, if that. This game, he already got probably over 15, if I'm not mistaken. So, even though he didn't have a good 3-point shooting game, he still had a good game. He ended up with 18 points. So it wasn't bad. He only took 17 shots. And that's not bad. People got to fail. I'm going to tell you something, man. Fans got to fail to realize. We might talk about Kuzma, but you got to keep in mind, if you go look at some of these stars, like your Damian Lillards, your Westbrooks, your Paul Gasol. Not Paul Gasol. What the hell I'm talking about? God dang it, Paul Gasol. Where did he come from? What the? I'm thinking about Paul. I miss Paul. They need to hang his jersey in the Raptors. Paul George. Harden. You look, not Harden, because all this point come to the free throw line. You look at some of these guys. A lot of these guys take 20 shots. Some of them go 8 and 20. Serves up 8 and 20, and to their fan base, oh, that's good. He scored 30 points because he probably hit a lot of them on the free throw. But he had a bad shooting game, 8 for 20. So at the end of the day, him going 5 for 17 shots ain't bad. And going 5 for 17 ain't bad at all because, like I said, most stars are taking anywhere from 18 to 20 shots. He's taking anywhere from 15 to 17 shots, so that's still not bad. And he's, like I said, at the end of the day, even though he didn't hit the 3-pointers, but he hit them when they were needed. And he was because remember at the beginning of the game, he was struggling. But anyway, 4 for 10, which ain't bad. JaVale McGee first game back. From the pneumonia. I think he probably still trying to overcome it a little bit. Didn't really have a good offensive game like he usually had, but he provided much more, defense as always. 12 rebounds. He did 3 offensive boards. He had 1 block. So he came in there. Josh Hart had a spectacular game. Had a good game. Played 40 minutes. He was 3 for 8 behind the 3-point. Man, they shot a lot of damn threes, man. They almost shot 53s. That's too many, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm a big fan of attacking the basket. I always say that attacking the basket is a much more high percentage shot than shooting the 3. Like they always say back in the day, live by the 3, die by the 3. And they shoot a lot of threes, man. But they got to attack the basket, man. They got to draw fouls. But anyway, Josh Hart, the junkyard Doug, man, he had a good game. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Played pretty good to me. Regardless of how you look at it, he had a good game. And like I said, going to Ingram, gotta take our hats off to him because, like I said, the fan base was eating him up, and that's why I say that I'm gonna tell you something. Out of all the players on this team, Brandon Ingram is Luke Walton's man. Why do I say this? Because when they picked him up, he was only one during the time when Luke Walton first came in that was getting 30-something minutes. While everybody else was getting 25 minutes. This is Luke Walton's development right here, Brandon Ingram. That's why he always tries best to work with Brandon Ingram to get Brandon Ingram going. That's why you watch this previous game, Brandon Ingram had the ball a lot, which I respect, even though I prefer him to play the 2 and play off the ball, because I really want to see Brandon Ingram start knocking down open shots, and stop putting the ball on the floor and attacking the basket. Now, if he was hitting the free throws, I wouldn't mind that. But by him not being able to hit free throws, I'd rather just take the shot. Get more comfortable with his shot, because I really believe he can hit it if he take more shots, but he don't take a lot of shots. He attacked the basket a lot. But anyway, he had a good game. He had 9 assists, 7 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 crucial blocks, and 21 points. You can't ask for nothing better from him. And also in the last 2 minutes, they gave Brandon Ingram the ball in between him and Kuzma because he took Lonzo Ball out, because Lonzo Ball actually in that 5-minute sequence, Lonzo Ball really kind of really fell apart. And you don't get that from Lonzo Ball as much, but he fell apart. And like I said, Aaron Fox had his way with Lonzo Ball. But they put the ball in Brandon Ingram and Kuzma's hand, which that's what I'd rather have. And the reason why I say this because when they say closer, I believe Kuzma and Ingram are our closers. That I will put and Lonzo Ball to a degree, but if I had to make that decision, it would be Kuzma and Brandon Ingram. They will be my 2 closers when LeBron James is not there. Because one of those 2, and even though Brandon Ingram missed 2 free throws, we still gotta trust in him. We still gotta help him build his confidence up. Because here's the thing, we're gonna talk about Brandon Ingram about missing free throws, right? But did y'all forget about LeBron James when we gave him the opportunity to win 8 games, and out of 8 games he lost 5 of them. I think 4 of them from the free throw line. If y'all remember that, you know what I'm saying. So we can't be so hard on Brandon Ingram based on the fact that he missed free throw. Yeah, they all got to work on their free throw. Keep in mind, Brandon Ingram and LeBron James are the worst 2 free throwers on our team. And the crazy thing is, they are in the top 50 in defense, though. That's the crazy thing. So it's like, it's a strength and a weakness. They got to get their free throws down. That's why I don't mind Brandon Ingram attacking the basket, but I still rather for him to play off the ball. But anyway, he had a good game, and based on the fact Lonzo Ball was kind of psyched out, they put the ball in Brandon Ingram's hand, and he created, got other players involved. He took his time. He was much poised. He wasn't rushing and all that. He was finding his spots, attacking the basket when needed. So I like this Brandon Ingram. This is the Brandon Ingram that I seen from the previous year of last year, when the last couple games when he was actually starting in place of Lonzo Ball at the point. That's the Brandon Ingram I want. Not the previous Brandon Ingram that was trying to, I just got to drop 24 points. I just got to prove to them I can do it. I don't like that Brandon Ingram. If Brandon Ingram just give me 18 points, I'm happy. Because here's the thing people fail to realize. You got to think about it. We have a lot of scores on our team. You don't need everybody to drop 20 points. This ain't NBA 2K. This is real live basketball. All right? Kuzma's giving you about 20-something. LeBron's giving you 20-something. All right? Then you got a whole bunch of guys got 11 and 13. So Brandon Ingram giving you 18 is not bad, based on the fact that we got a lot of guys that actually can score. So it's not like Golden State Warriors where you only got 3 or 4 guys in double figures. You know what I mean? We got 6, 7 guys, I believe, that's in double figures or close to it. So why not? Brandon, there's nothing wrong with Brandon averaging 18 points and playing defense like Lonzo Ball. Now, we didn't get to see Zubac. I thought we'd probably get to see him, but I understand why they didn't put him in. The only reason why I can say is because them 2 games that he started without LeBron James and without Rondo, he just looked terrible. He had a couple good flashes of looking pretty good, but in reality, he looked terrible because why? These Lakers, the young players, are still not used to running half-court set offense. You can argue with me next week. I'm not going to argue with you today. But they cannot run a half-court offense. That's the reason why Brandon Ingram, Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, these guys are, and I'm not saying Lonzo Ball is an ISO player because he's not really an ISO player, but I'm going to just say Kuzma and Brandon Ingram, they are more ISO players. And it makes sense to have them in there with somebody like JaVale McGee or Tyson Chandler because both of these guys can create on their own. Lonzo Ball can too, but Lonzo Ball is just too unselfish. He don't want to. He'll do it when he needs to, but he don't really want to. He don't have that killer instinct yet like Brandon and Kuzma had. And that's why it's important that you put the ball in their hand in the last 2 minutes, and that's what Luke Walton did. And my hat off to Luke Walton. I'll talk about him in a second. But that's why you didn't get to see Zubac because they don't run a half-court set. And Zubac is not one of them centers that can that has a low post type of game. You know what I mean? He couldn't even when they played the Clippers when they played the Clippers what was it, day for yesterday, whatever. He couldn't even back down the lower guy. Lower guy was giving him body. He couldn't even back him down. I can't think of the lower guy's name, but the lower guy when he bulging. So it makes sense that, you know, okay, we can't bring Zubac in because he can't create on his own. He needs somebody in order to get him lobs and, you know, pick and rolls and all that. That's where LeBron James and Rondo came in at because these guys were doing a lot of pick and rolls, backdoor cuts to give Zubac easier layups and dunks, mostly dunks. But these young guys, they like to run tempo. They like to run. And that's why I'd rather have JaVale McGee in there or Tyson Chandler, only for the simple fact that they can run with him. And both of them are good defenders. And I'm not taking up from Zubac because Zubac is a good defender as well. But I like to see Zubac get some way try to get into that rotation with Tyson Chandler and with JaVale McGee. Because in reality, JaVale McGee has a health issue and Tyson Chandler's kind of old. So you can kind of like slide all three of them in there. You know, because it's 48 minutes in a game, right? So you think about it. You give, 20, and then give Zubac like 8 minutes. That's good enough time, right? Instead of giving it to Williams and give it to Zubac. But until Rondo and Rondo and I'm going to say Jordan Clarkson, must be thinking about him. Instead of giving, until Rondo and LeBron James come back, I understand with Zubac. We might see him here and there, but not as much. McCallum got to play 9 minutes, didn't really do too much. But I like to see more of McCallum. I like to see him in that rotation. We can get that confidence going. Because me personally, out of all our players, only I think McCallum's our best shooter. He don't get the confidence yet. Well, he haven't have an opportunity to play enough to build his confidence up. But I think he's the real pure shooter on this team. That's how I look at it. Because if LeBron James is leading you in 3-point shots percentage, that's telling us something right now. So, and another thing, freaking hats off to KCP. Man, I'm about to put this lotion on my freaking head, man. And, man, you know, I'm about to dump this water on me. Man. KCP, hats off to you, brother. I'll be beating you up now and then, man. Trading you and all that. I got to give you honor where honor's due if you watch this video. I don't know what the hell. See, before I talk about KCP, because I got to talk about Luke Walton. This is the main reason why sometimes I get upset with Luke Walton. Because I believe in my heart he can coach if he wants to. But sometimes he gets stuck in his ways and sometimes he gets nervous that he don't want to pull the trigger when he needs to. I've been saying over and over again when we got KCP last year, I said him and Josh Hart need to play their best guard or small forward depending on height, man to man, and put pressure on them. Because between Josh Hart and KCP, you got 12 fouls. They should not be worrying about getting in foul trouble. They should be worrying about playing D, like almost similar to what Phil Jackson used to do with all the centers. He used to always make sure he had 3 centers because during that era, it was center dominated. So they had like 3 to 4 centers, you know, from Luke Longley, Stacey King, you know, Will Perdue. So they had, you know, in Cartwright, they had 3 to 4 centers. And between them, they had 6 fouls. That's Phil Jackson's strategy. You know, to play these centers, physical, tight up defense, and don't worry about getting in foul trouble. And that's what Josh Hart and KCP, I was wanting them to do because at the end of the day, these are our best 2 defenders on the perimeter. Besides, Josh Hart kind of been struggling this season, but Josh Hart was pretty good last year. KCP played a hell of a freaking game. He played a hell of a game. He actually, in the last 2 minutes of that game, Bogdanovic could not get a shot off because KCP was all in his grill. And I've been saying this over and over again, when they on the perimeter, you cannot get them guys space. You know, you got to play smart, though, because these guys, like James Harden, will try to go up and draw a foul on you because you're too up in their space. They throw a foul on you so you can go through the free throw line. So you got to play smart. KCP, in them 2 minutes, played the most smartest defensive-minded basketball game I ever seen him play since he came to the Lakers. He was in this dude's face because, remember, this dude, Bogdanovic, is the one that kind of hurt us last game, knocking down them threes. KCP shut all that down. And I was happy. I was excited to watch KCP doing that. And then my other hat off is to the Lakers and also Luke Walton. It's when they inbound the ball with like 55 seconds on the clock. Kuzma got the ball. Instead of passing it to Brandon Ingram, he passed it to KCP to hit the free throws. See, that's what they should have did in the previous game with Sacramento King. They should have had one, had the defensive players, especially signed up to actually D up their best shooters. Just like focus only on them. Don't worry about no quick switching off, nothing like that. I want you to play them straight up defense. And then on top of that, when it was like a minute left or something like that, and when Kuzma passed the ball to bring him, that should never happen. But anyway, that was last game. This game right here shows what the Lakers could have did in that previous game. Because everything that they didn't do in the previous game, they did in this game. That's the thing that mind balls me. And then Lew Walton come back the next game and do another dumb butthead thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping Lew Walton, he got to learn from these things, man. You can't keep sitting here doing the same thing over and over again and not learning from it. But hats off to the Sacramento Kings. They still played a hell of a game. And I like watching Fox, man. De'Aaron Fox looked good to me. And one thing I can say, if I didn't say it before, I'm going to say it again. De'Aaron Fox was 12 for 19 from the field, right? He only took 3 3-pointers. He barely went to the free throw line. He only went once. Mostly 90% of his baskets came from attacking the basket. You can't tell me that dude ain't nice, man. Shepard didn't have a good game. He was D'd up, and plus he was, most of the time he was open, but he just didn't have a good game. Hill, another guy, he had a pretty good game, but 3-pointers, 4 for 11, only 21 points, but still bad. But Bogdanovic, like I said, coming off the bench, playing 33 minutes, but they shut, KCP shut that down, and I was happy about that. So I'm happy about the idea that Brandon Ingram came out and acknowledged his fault and that he needed to slow down and play within the team, play more within the team atmosphere. So I was happy about that, because he's taking full responsibility of his actions and his mistakes. So hats off to the Lakers, man. We still, like I said, the West is wide open. We still in the mix, but we got to win some games until LeBron James come back. We can't lose a lot of games because we can easily go from 4th, which we did, to the 5th, which we did, now to the 6th spot. And if we lose 2 games, we could be looking in like the 9th or 10th spot and looking up at all the guys sitting in there. And that, like I said, it's still early, but still, you want to make sure that you capitalize every opportunity you get. With that being said, it's your man, Urban Lover. Like, share, subscribe, get in the comment section, tell me what you think. You guys have a blessed one. Be safe out there.